You say something wrong in front of a group of people. Your face turns red. You know it's happening, which makes it worse. And the harder you try to stop it, the redder you get. You feel exposed, vulnerable, humiliated, like your own body just betrayed you. But here's what nobody tells you. Your body didn't betray you. It did exactly what it was designed to do. And by the end of this video, you will never think about blushing the same way again. Let's start with what blushing actually is, because most people have never thought about it. Blushing is the only human expression that serves no obvious survival purpose. It makes you more visible, more vulnerable, and completely impossible to fake. You cannot blush on command. You cannot stop yourself from blushing. It is the only emotional response your conscious mind has absolutely no control over. Not crying, not laughing, not shaking, blushing. Darwin called it the most peculiar and most human of all expressions. And in his entire career, he never fully explained it. That should tell you something. So what is actually happening inside your body when you blush? It starts in a part of your brain called the locus coeruleus. When you feel embarrassed, ashamed, or self-conscious, this region triggers a release of adrenaline. Adrenaline is your body's emergency chemical. It prepares you to fight or run. But the blood vessels in your face respond to adrenaline differently than the rest of your body. They dilate, they widen, more dramatically than anywhere else. Blood rushes to your cheeks, your ears, your neck, your face turns red. And because you are now aware that you are blushing, your brain interprets that awareness as another social threat and releases more adrenaline, which makes you blush more. It is a feedback loop with no off switch. The more you think about it, the worse it gets. Every single person reading this knows exactly what that feels like. Now here is the question that confused Darwin for decades. Why would evolution keep this? Every other evolutionary response has an obvious purpose. Sweating cools you down. Shaking releases tension. Crying signals distress. But blushing makes you more visible at exactly the moment you want to disappear. It exposes your inner emotional state to everyone around you. It cannot be faked and cannot be hidden. From a pure survival standpoint, it seems like a catastrophic design flaw. So why are we still doing it? The answer starts with a study conducted in the Netherlands in 2009. Researchers showed participants two groups of people. The first group made mistakes and didn't blush. The second group made the same mistakes and blushed visibly. Then they asked participants, "Who do you trust more?" The answer was overwhelming. People trusted the blushers more. They rated them as more sincere, more honest, more likable. Not despite the blushing, because of it. This led scientists to a theory that changed how we understand blushing completely. Blushing is not a flaw. It is an apology, an involuntary, uncontrollable signal to the people around you that says, I know I did something wrong. I am not trying to hide it. I am not a threat. I care about what you think of me. And because it cannot be faked, because you literally cannot force your face to turn red on command, it is the most honest signal a human body can send. When you blush, people believe you, not because they decided to, but because their brain recognizes something ancient, something that says, this person is safe. Think about the last time you saw someone blush. Did you think less of them, or did you feel something closer to warmth, closeness, that instinct you felt? Is evolution working exactly as it should? Blushing creates trust between strangers. It repairs relationships after mistakes. It signals to a group, I belong here, I care about the rules, I am one of you. The thing that feels like weakness is one of the most powerful social tools your body has. But there is a darker side to this story. For some people, blushing is not an occasional embarrassment. It is a prison. A condition called erythrophobia, the fear of blushing, affects millions of people worldwide. They avoid social situations entirely, turn down promotions, end relationships, stop leaving the house because they cannot control the one thing that exposes everything they feel. There is a surgical procedure called endoscopic thoracic sympathectomy. It cuts the nerve responsible for facial blushing. It works, but it has a side effect nobody expects. Patients who have the surgery stop blushing on their face and start sweating heavily on their chest and back instead. The body finds another way. It always does. Because the need to signal, to communicate, to show other people what you feel is so fundamental to being human that cutting one channel just opens another. Here's the thing about blushing that science finds most extraordinary. Blind people blush. People who have never seen another human face, who have never seen what blushing looks like, who have never witnessed embarrassment from the outside. They still blush when they feel ashamed, which means blushing is not learned. It is not cultural. It is not something you pick up from watching other people. It is something built into you before you even open your eyes. Darwin knew this. He spent years collecting accounts from missionaries around the world, asking them a single question: do the people you encounter blush? Every single culture said yes, from Europe to Africa to South America to the Pacific Islands. Every human population on Earth blushes. No other animal does. Not our closest relatives, chimpanzees and bonobos. Not dogs, not dolphins. Not any of the animals we consider intelligent and social. Only us. Darwin concluded that blushing was uniquely, fundamentally, irreducibly human, but he died without ever fully explaining why. So let's come back to where we started. You say something wrong in front of a group of people. Your face turns red. You feel exposed, humiliated, betrayed by your own body. But what is actually happening is that your body is doing something extraordinary. It is sending a signal that no other species on Earth can send. A signal that says, I care about this group enough to feel shame. I am honest enough that my body shows it without my permission. I am safe enough to be vulnerable in front of you. And the people around you, whether they know it or not, respond to that signal exactly as evolution intended. With trust, with warmth, with forgiveness. The thing that feels like your body's biggest betrayal is actually its most sophisticated act of connection. You just never knew it was happening.